Hello, Star Citizens. Welcome back to Portalazar. It is me, Torp Rasilo, and I'm going to talk to you briefly now while I get ready to go out and do a mission. And the mission that we're going to be doing today is Kareah has been infiltrated. Now, this is a good mission. I'm going to show you why it's a good mission and why you should be doing it. And hopefully this is not going to take an enormous amount of time. Just grab a gun, take a P4 AR with a silencer. I've got various stuff in my inventory that I'm just going to get rid of because it's from a previous job, but I've just realised I am equipped with not equipped with a tractor beam. So we're going to sort that out as well. There we go. So, let's go and get a ship. I'm going to take little Pisces today to do this job. Pisces is a great ship for going to... look, we've got all the duplicated ships. Pisces is a great ship for doing this sort of little run to Kareah. So if you're going to clear your crime stat, or if you're going to do the mission, which we are right now, then using this ship is good. It's good for the crime stat because you can whip up underneath. So security post Kareah, if you do not know, is a security post which is in out in space around the planet Selim. So it's a space station, and it's usually unmanned. And it's a place where you can go to get rid of a crime stat if you have a crime stat. So you'll often find sometimes bounty hunters hanging around at Kareah, waiting to see if criminals appear trying to clear their crime stat, shooting them as they arrive. And you'll also find this mission going on there, and this mission is called Kareah Infiltrated. And once we get in the ship now, I'll show you the mission detail. So the mission that we've picked up today is this one. It's called Kareah Infiltrated, and it says clear the site of all hostiles. The security system on Kareah was just tripped by intruders from the Nova Riders, and it's telling us to go and get rid of them. And it says go to security post Kareah, so that's what we're going to do. So what you will need for this mission is you will need a weapon. I would go with a AR, like a P4 or a Gallant rifle or a Kana. And if you're going to go with a P4, which is what I would probably, P4 or a Gallant, I would probably choose. Go with a P4, choose a silencer for it. So we're going to set a route for Selim. And yes, I would take a backpack. Always take a backpack on combat missions with your supplies and your extra ammo, but also so you've got space to loot. Always take a multi-tool with a tractor beam attachment so that you have got something to carry baddies out to the ship, because it's much easier to loot them out by your ship, run out, get their armour and bring it in. Just one thing to note that's fairly important is you can't, if any of these places that have turret guns like Kareah and the bunkers, if you put a baddie onto your ship, the turret will immediately see your ship as a hostile ship and start to shoot at it. So even if you have permission to be there, like we have permission right now to be at Kareah, so Kareah is not going to shoot at us. It will shoot at us if we put a bad person, somebody with a crime stat in our ship, even though they're dead. So just worth bearing that in mind. Now, as you approach Kareah, first thing to see is if there's anyone else around. So it looks like no, at present there is not anyone else around. The second thing to note is generally Kareah will shoot at you if you haven't got a mission. So just be aware that around here where my marker is now is where the landing area is. But if you're approaching to clear your crime stat and Kareah's going to shoot at you, what you want to do is this, which is what I'm doing now. So you want to come up as near to underneath Kareah as possible. So come up, I would go even lower than this if I was being shot at. and just come right up the middle like this, underneath. And you can see the guns there and the landing platforms, and what you want to do is come to a stop with your ship right underneath the landing platforms like this. They can't shoot at you here, so if you leave your ship here and get out an EVA into the place, then you'll be able to go and leave your ship there while you go and clear your crime stat. I like to park on landing pad 8, which is this one here. So I'm going to do that now, and I always like to park so that my entrance is facing the bunker, and I've got a clear run out back into space if I need to leave in a hurry. And the reason I do that here is because lots of bad people are coming to Kareah all the time to clear their crime stat. So you just need to be aware of that. Gun out before we exit the ship. I'm going to go onto double tap mode with the gun. There we go. Rather than fully auto, because I prefer to have these weapons in that mode, particularly with the silencer on. So once you're on landing pad 8, or any other landing pad that you choose to go on, because you don't have to go on landing pad 8, then you need to make your way inside. Sometimes you can see one of the guys at the window there. So there's only 2 hostiles to kill on this mission, so it's a great beginner mission for anyone wanting to get into the combat side of Star Citizen. So as we go in now, I'm going to not talk, and we'll just see what we see. Now, it's very likely that we'll see someone appear down at the end there, so that's what I'm just waiting for. Just waiting to see, because they walk around. There he is. One thing I love... oh shit. One thing I like about this mission is the atmosphere. So I find Kareah very atmospheric. Where's he gone now? Often, when you have a pop at them, they'll come towards you and then you can just take them out. Is he there at the end? These are definitely not... So this mission used to have more hostiles, and they used to come running at you as soon as you came in. And sometimes it has markers of where your hostiles are, but in this case, not. Quite tricky here because you are quite exposed, and I usually like to try and take one of them out at a distance. Down. We'll see if our other guy appears. One time I came in and the guy was just crouching on the other side of this little tunnel, which is why I keep looking down the tunnel. So we know he's not in the control room. So I think we'll just push forward here. See if we can find him. And there we go. Dead. So I like these helmets here, so I tend to loot these helmets every time. Just pop them in my backpack. Which again, for some reason says it's 37%. So there's a weapons thing, so let's just have a look what weapons we can get. There's good weapons here, which is another reason I recommend. So there's a missile, a railgun there, there's a Gallant, so definitely take the Gallant rifle and take its thingy. Gonna take those Gallant rifles things. Where's my Gallant rifle? Oh yeah, I've got it there. Don't think I'm gonna, well, I'm gonna take the railgun and I'll see what else I find, but I don't know if I can sell the railgun at Port Olisar. So this is the other problem that it's worth bearing in mind. If you take stuff to sell, you can't sell it at all the shops. So you may well. So if you do, sorry, just to interrupt my train of thought again. If you come here to do your crime stat, this is where you have to come. So you have to put your crypto key in the slot there and then follow the instructions on the screen, and then you have to hang around this middle section and keep pressing the button when it asks you to until it's done it, and it takes quite a while, I have to say. So there, just a brief viewpoint there about clearing your crime stat. I don't think that we're going to loot much else here now. We're just going to go back to where there was another weapons stash that I saw earlier. There's a sniper, but to be fair, I've got loads of snipers. I would always take any optics that are provided, because these are the only places where you can loot optics for guns. So I would always take those. I'm going to just take that weapon and those bits. Oh, we've gone down to a regular size again now. I'm just going to go and find that other helmet, seeing as I've got space now. Oh, I thought we had another helmet. It was the guy in the middle, wasn't it? Running around like a headless chicken now. So yeah, just grab his helmet. Oh, we're back to 90% again. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, forget that. Let's go. So that's the job done. We got paid our 20,000 for doing the job. And now we just have to get back safely to Port Olisar. Just remember, when you're carrying 2 guns on your back, you can't store your gun. You have to keep it in your hand, otherwise you'll lose it, it'll drop on the floor. Now this has happened to me a few times where I've picked something up without thinking, or I've tried to store my gun without thinking, and I've lost one of I lost my gun I brought originally because I had 2 guns stored on the back, and then I've only realised later on that that's happened. So let's just get these into the ship. There we go. And actually what I'll do is I'll just put this core armour stuff into the ship as well, so I don't forget that it's there when we get to Port Olisar. And then we're done. And as I say, perfect little ship for this amount of loot that you can get. We could have got a few full armour suits in there if we wanted the smaller armour. Once you put heavy armour in here, then it fills the place up in no time at all.
Landing gear raised.
So we're away from Kareah, and what we're going to do now is just go to set a route for Port Olisar, and we'll head back. So yeah, quick video there, just demonstrating really the way how the Kareah mission works. So if you have never been to Kareah, who has interdicted us there? Interesting. It's often security when that happens. If you've never been to Kareah, then now you've had a look at what Kareah is. So now I would just get the mission, get yourself over there and go and do it. If it's your first time going into Kareah, Kareah. I would not go in if there is another ship parked there. So if there is a ship on the pad and it's good or bad, well, it won't be bad because a bad ship probably won't make it to the pad. But if there is a ship there hovering around the station, then or on the pad, then just bear in mind that you are likely to either be fired upon trying to land, or there's going to be someone in there shooting people that come in. So that's another thing that's fairly common, is that bounty hunt people will go in there and sit upstairs on the upper levels and wait for people coming to clear their crime stat and then kill them. So yeah, just bear that in mind, because they will kill you, even though you're not a baddie. They may just kill you anyway. So just bear that in mind. Personally, as I say, I wouldn't go in if there's another ship there. What you can do sometimes is you can take this take this mission, and by the time you get there, because there's somebody else there, they've killed the baddies for you. And as long as you actually arrive at Kareah within a certain distance of it, you'll get the money for not doing anything at all. So, always worth it. But I really like the mission. I like going to Kareah. I find that it's a very atmospheric place. It's quite good fun. I'm going to just drag all my loot now back across to Port Olisar. It's nice to have the ability to do that working again. I always try to reset, so at the end of my missions, something in all of this is causing my backpack to bug out, so I'm going to just literally dump the whole of my backpack inventory right now. I wonder what it is that's causing the problem. You see there's nothing there, but it still thinks that there is. Now it will say there's one, but this will happen again. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me on this mission. I can't get rid of my backpack now. There we go. Thank you very much for joining me on this mission with the wonderful C8 Pisces. Definitely one of the most underrated ships in the game. I think everybody should own one of these little ships. They are absolutely fantastic. They are super fast in atmosphere, very nippy and flyable, and brilliant for sort of nipping down to Orison, coming back from Orison, although the Arrow is faster. But if you need to carry anything, you need to take any gear, getting in and out of places quickly, again, just a brilliant little ship for that. So I would definitely recommend picking up a Pisces in-game if you don't own one as part of your game package, or you know, with real money. They're fairly cheap in-game, but they're also very cheap with real money, so definitely something worth having on your account. To have one at the start of the game before you've made enough money to buy one in-game is definitely worth it. As I say, it's a ship I like to have right at the start of the game. So there we go. So thank you very much. We're back at Port Olisar. Thank you very much. I'm Torp Rasilo, and thank you for joining me in the verse. See you again soon.